Hey there folks, this is Kid Dog from the Total Gamer UK podcast. I'm stepping into Mindwipe's shoes this week and taking over the Edge videocast. This time round, something special for you as we're going to take a look at some of the games you might want to check out for your consoles this year. So, let's get on to our first game for all you Xbox 360 owners.
This is Blue 6. We're joining Blue 5 and are en route to the Recon Patrol's last known position. 6 out. Blue 6, we're under attack. This is Spartan Group Omega. If they want war, we'll give them war.
Alright folks, the first game we're taking a look at here is of course Halo Wars, the latest in the Halo franchise, and one that's trying to do something a bit different. Instead of being the first person shooter that we all know and love Halo for being, it's now been turned into an RTS or real-time strategy game, which is a bit of a risk considering that so far RTSs on the consoles have not performed successfully, one of the few exceptions of course being Civilization Revolution. Halo Wars predates the original first-person shooter Halo. It's given fans the opportunity to experience the first clash between the UNSC and the Covenant in the far-reaching conflict that has been diligently followed by the masses in the blockbuster Halo series. Players will join the crew on board the Spirit of Fire, a Phoenix-class colony ship converted for the UNSC military use and guided by the AI persona Sienna. The Halo Wars storyline follows the Spirit of Fire's discovery of an ancient artifact during a journey to the planet Harvest, the first planet to be attacked by the Covenant. Halo Wars puts the gamer in command of either the UNSC or the Covenant. They can counter and crush their opponents by tactically fielding the superior army. Players can also choose among leaders that possess elite skills which can turn the tide of battle. Using various combinations of leaders and units, players can create countless strategies tailored to their preferred playing style and personalised strategies. Halo Wars is groundbreaking because this has been built from the ground up to be a console game. So this isn't a port of a PC game, this is built specifically for your Xbox 360, and as you can see here, this is gameplay footage that we're watching. Alright, Halo Wars is being published by Microsoft Game Studios and is being developed by Assemblin Studios. Alright folks, that was Halo Wars, hopefully coming to a store near you this year. Alright, let's take a look at our next game.
Strange in your neighborhood. The Ghostbusters are back. Facing some old friends.
He slimed me.
Some new enemies. And their biggest paranormal problem ever. So grab your proton pack.
Oh, nice shooting, Ted.
And destroy the world. Sorry, I meant save the world. This fall, who you gonna call? With Bill Murray,
Dogs and cats living together, fast hysteria.
Dan Aykroyd,
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Harold Ramis,
Don't cross the streams.
Ernie Hudson,
We have the tools We had talent.
In an all-new story you won't see in theaters. From the creators of the original Ghostbusters.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Ghostbusters, the video game.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
Of course, folks, how, when we're talking about games coming out in 2009, could I leave out the great Ghostbusters? That's right, Ghostbusters, the video game. The first time that the Ghostbusters have hit the consoles in a long time. Possibly since the SNES days, but don't hold me to it. Alright, this is basically Ghostbusters 3. If you don't know, this story takes place 2 years after Ghostbusters 2, with Manhattan once again overrun by ghosts and supernatural forces. You're going to have the chance to basically bust these ghosts. You will be, basically, you're a new character to the Ghostbusters crew, but the Ghostbusters are still there. You will still have Ray, Egon, Winston, and Peter Bateman, yes, and they're voiced by their original actors, so you will have Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, and Harold Ramis as well. Ghostbusters, the video game, also features some familiar spectral faces, shall we say, with the with the Slimer being in there, and of course the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. You'll be able to hunt down ghosts just like they do in the movies. You have to hunt, ensnare, and trap these wild, wickedly horrible beasties. Also, you'll have destructible environments and large-scale boss fights. And luckily enough, Ghostbusters the video game coincides with the 25th anniversary of the original theatrical release of Ghostbusters. So guys, keep your eyes peeled for this one. Alright then folks, we know who you're going to be calling in 2009. Now let's give the PS3 owners a reason to celebrate. Okay then, as I said, a reason for all you PS3 owners to celebrate. That's right, one of the games you should really be keeping an eye out for this year is of course Sony's Killzone 2. Alright, I admit the first one didn't do as well as they expected, but having personally seen this game, I have to say, this is an absolutely marvellous first-person shooter. Set 2 years after the original game, this game basically is the story of the ISA taking the fight directly to the bad guys. So, as you can see, this is perhaps one of the most gorgeous games out there at the minute. It makes, I have to say, it does make Halo look a little bit, well, dated now. So this is definitely a reason for all you PS3 owners to celebrate. Some of the key features in this game basically are experience realistic high atmospheric environments that respond dramatically to the violent conditions on planet Helgana. Witness the devastating effect of Helgana's climate as it forces you and your enemies to adapt to new tactics. Control an arsenal of new and unique weapons and vehicles, in addition to the trusty Killzone classics like the M82G and the STA-52LA. Face off against fearsome enemies who have learnt to wield the hostility of Helgana itself against their opponents. Alright folks, you don't need me to waffle on. You can see for yourself, if you own a PS3, this is going to be the must-have game of 2009 for your system. Okay, well, Killzone 2 is keeping the PS3 owners happy. How about all you PC gamers out there? I know you've been feeling left out. This one's for you.
You think you're so powerful. You're not welcome here. If you go in there, you'll be eaten alive. Mark my words, wizard.
You dare to bring the warmth of life into my tomb? Prepare yourself, mortal, to serve me for all eternity.
This place is thick.
Blizzard returned with Diablo 3, one of two PC titles that are highly anticipated by the company this year, the other of course being StarCraft 2. Now, I decided to include Diablo 3 here because I kind of preferred the Diablo series to the StarCraft series, so all the PC gamers are now going to want to lynch me. Diablo 3 is set over 20 years after the events in Diablo 2. With those who face the laws of hatred, terror and destruction in the battle over the fate of the Sanctuary, there are a few still living who can bear to remember the horrors of that evil time. Diablo 3 will bring you new quests, 5 character classes and the ability to pick your gender. Diablo game series is a fantastic dungeon crawling game and I'm sure has been responsible for the death of quite a few mousers over the years. As you can see in the gameplay, that Diablo 3 is looking absolutely stunning, and I personally cannot wait to get my hands on this game. Some familiar locations will be cropping up in Diablo 3 as well. There's 5 character classes including Witch Doctor, Barbarian as well, some of the classics there. Also, Battle.net will be running multiplayer for Diablo 3, getting exclusive features on there as well, so check out Battle.net when Diablo 3 hits the store shelves later on in the year.
Deshant here. We've secured the underground route to the coordinates.
Destination coordinates?
Town square's up ahead. Go through there. Alpha team's waiting at the deal location.
Good.
What do you know about Ouroboros?
Mostly just rumors. Something about visions of a doomsday project.
Doomsday sounds about right, and apparently it is no rumor.
You're kidding, right?
You must find a man named Irving. He is our only lead. And be careful out there.
You don't know what you're talking about! You can all go to hell! People! For what? Well, now to Zuia.
I'll just have to kill you quickly.
If you can behave yourselves, maybe I'll tell you.
Natural selection leaves the survivors stronger and better. Every day, humans come one step closer to self-destruction. I'm not destroying the world, I'm saving it. Things are really getting interesting now, eh, Chris? Do you actually think you can defeat me? Time to die, Chris.
And finally, folks, one of my favourite game franchises of all time. Yes, the Resident Evil series. Returning this year with Resident Evil 5. The biohazard threat has not ended just when it seemed that the menace of Resident Evil had been destroyed. Along comes a new terror to send shivers down the players' spines. Chris Redfield, yes, him of the first game, has returned, following the path of evil literally around the globe after joining a new organisation. Chris heads to Africa, where the latest bioterrorism threat is literally transforming the people and the animals of the city into mindless, maddened creatures. Chris must take on the challenge of discovering the truth behind the evil plot. In Resident Evil 5, Capcom will teach players to fear the daylight as much as they have feared shadows in previous games. The producers of Resident Evil 5 will unleash an unbelievable mix of fear on the next generation Resident Evil 5, the sequel to one of the highest rated video games in history according to Metacritic and GameRankings.com, promising to revolutionize the series by delivering an unbelievable level of detail, realism and control. Resident Evil 5 is certain to bring new fans to the series, new technology developments specifically for the... Okay folks, I hope you've enjoyed The Edge episode 15, where we've taken a look at just some of the games coming out in 2009. Tune in next week as Mindwipe returns to host The Edge. Until then folks, check out the podcast over at thetotalgamer.com. That's the Total Gamer UK podcast, and of course the Total Gamer US podcast as well. Alright folks, until next time, we're out of here.
The award-winning Total War series is the ultimate mix of real-time and turn-based strategy gaming. Empire Total War features a massive single-player game with the largest campaign map ever and hundreds of hours of gameplay for new fans and Total War veterans alike. The new Road to Independence game mode will also provide a unique set of challenges to test your tactical ability and strategic cunning. But the 18th century was a time of ruthless domination and personal honor. And nowhere will your thirst for power be more rewarded than against real admirals, generals, and emperors. The Creative Assembly are working with Steam to bring cutting-edge multiplayer to Total War. Delivering conflict on an unrivaled scale, Empire Total War and Steam will provide a wealth of customizable game modes. These game modes will also be available in the brand new naval battles. Earn Steam achievements, compete in ranked matches, forge a persistent online career, and make your character a name to be feared. Empire Total War.
Oh, and one more thing. Just maybe we might see this guy in this game this year. But don't get your hopes up.
Some alien toilet to park my bricks. Who's first?